Planes, trains, and automobiles. As a transportation hub, the City of Leduc helps connect the capital city region to the rest of the world. It's minutes away from the Edmonton International Airport and is a primary connector to the Canamax Trade Corridor. This characteristic is reflected all over the community and is on display at the Leduc Recreation Center.
Have a design on our floor which reflects, our community. It literally is the roadways, the neighborhoods, the parks, the railways that goes through our facility. And it's so important to highlight that and showcase that. It's, again, who we are, and we're very proud of that.
The multi-purpose facility is one of the largest recreation centers in Alberta. It has been a catalyst for the increase in sport tourism for Leduc.
This building alone, up to 150 events, doesn't take in all the activities that we have outside, as well as with Telford Lake, which is a beautiful area. What we're finding is that the people that are coming here not just as participants, they're spectators, they're volunteers in the community. They're coming to join us and what the activities that are happening here, but not necessarily the ones that are participating in those activities.
With Leduc, it isn't all about the recreation or the connectivity. It's about keeping 28,000 residents engaged in the day-to-day life as the city continues to grow. Welcome to the City of Leduc for another episode of Where You Live. I'm Doug Roxburgh, and joining with me today is the Mayor of Leduc, Mayor Greg Kriske. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Doug.
So we're in the City of Leduc because we want to explore the region. And there are two major attractions that Leduc is known for. The International Airport, of course, and the Grain Elevator. I'm sure there's more, though, isn't there?
Oh, there's a lot more.
What is there?
I'm glad that you mentioned the International Airport because that's an important economic driver in our whole region. And we're blessed to have it on our border. But there's an awful lot in Leduc. I would think one of the first things that I would mention is our Leduc Recreation Center, 309,000 square foot facility with 3 arenas, 2 field houses, a pool and a leisure pool. It's the heart of our community and really has been instrumental in allowing us to bring in a lot of events like the National Ringette Championships that are coming at the end of March. We also are very proud of the fact that we have over 60 kilometers of multi-waste system that we clean year-round so that it can be enjoyed winter and summer. And Telford Lake, of course, a jewel in our community. When I say it's a jewel in our community, it's a place where you can go and get centered. It's peaceful. There's a lot of wildlife on the lake, but also it's home of Western Canada's longest rowing canoe kayak course, 2,000 meters. There's only 6, I think, in Canada right now, and we're one of them. And so we're able to hold competitions and things on the lake as well.
Yeah, you touched on a number of different aspects of, what kind of makes Leduc great. One thing I stumbled upon myself was the sport tourism and how it's really grown in the past number of years in Leduc. Has that been a focus of the city?
Yes, it has. So much so that we actually have a sport tourism coordinator. We don't want to overdo it. The first reason to have the facilities that we have is for our residents. Because they're such great facilities, it allows us to bring in 1 or 2 major events every year. We just hosted the Alberta Summer Games, and it was a tremendous success. And, it's a real community builder. It's not just because it creates some economic activity in our community, but it's for the volunteerism, it's for the community spirit, it's for providing things for people to do that don't actually cost money, but that they can just enjoy life in our community.
And these events are different from the Calgarys and the Edmontons of the world. They have the major events where I think your focus is more on, the more localized events like the rodeo that's hosted, like the junior athletics.
Well, certainly, but we also, can attract some pretty major stuff. I mean, we held the World Sledge Hockey Challenge here. We also have hosted the TELUS Cup, which is midget AAA. That's the highest level of minor hockey that there is in Canada, and so that was a Canadian event. And we're hosting, as I mentioned, the Ringette Championships. 48 teams from across Canada will be here, including the 8 professional teams from across Canada at the end of March. And so that's what I say, we want a mix of different things. But it is a focus because it does so many things for our community.
And it makes it very nice to live in a place like that, like very family oriented, I guess, which is a major focus.
Yeah, average age in our community is 33. So a lot of families come here. We have all kinds of housing types, right from starter homes, duplexes, townhomes, all the way up to executive homes. So everybody can get kind of established in a community like ours. And what I always say is, you don't buy a house in Leduc, you buy a home, because this is where you want to be.
Seems like a pretty nice slogan there. You've been working on it, haven't you? Let's go back to the trail system. You mentioned just over 60 kilometers of trail. I don't need a car for this trail system, do I? It's just better for hiking?
It's just for walking. And it's throughout our community, so it's in every neighborhood. And obviously we have it almost around our lake now. It's, we're developing it so that eventually you'll be able to walk all the way around Telford Lake. But we want to connect our communities. So, and those communities need to be connected to our downtown and to our recreation facilities. And so we just want people to be active. We consider ourselves to be a safe, caring, and active community. So that's more what our slogan would be, is that's the type of community that we want people to understand that we are.
We've touched on the live and play. Obviously, it's a great place to work too. The business sector has been growing year after year after year, and the focus has been more on energy, I guess?
Well, yeah, I think it's on energy, but we've got that kind of energy that it doesn't matter what the business is, that we've got the energy to make it work. We have some natural features that make us attractive to business. The airport, which was mentioned right off the top. Also the Canamex Highway. So the Queen Elizabeth Highway 2 that goes through our community goes all the way from Alaska to Mexico. And it is the busiest section of highway between Edmonton and Calgary, second only to the 401 in Toronto. That's right. And so those things, and the fact that we have the largest energy industrial park in Canada, second only to Houston in North America, kind of gives us that sense that if you want to be somewhere with business, this is the area that you want to be.
And the proximity to the airport does play a major role in that, because it's a huge transportation hub.
Yeah, yeah. And even the fact that our 2 major railways, CN and CP, the first major city in Canada that they cross from the West Coast is Edmonton. And so we can have large distribution, logistics type facilities in our area with easy access to both CP and CN intermodal yards.
How does this family atmosphere and this business atmosphere of Leduc really compare to the other small regions like a Spruce Grove, like a St. Albert, like a Fort Saskatchewan in the capital city region?
Well, the first thing I should say is we're not a bedroom community. So only 21% of our workforce works in Edmonton. The rest work either at the airport, Nisku, Leduc, or in Leduc itself. As a matter of fact, 40% work in Leduc itself. And so we're very similar to Spruce Grove. Fast-growing, family-oriented, good mix of residential and business. People nowadays, first of all, they want to be able to work close to where they live. They want to have amenities like we have with our recreation center and the walking trails. They also want to have access to an international airport, and we've got that in spades.
Is that part of the partnership with Nisku as well that you guys have?
Well, we have a close working relationship with Leduc County, which we've developed over many years, but it is a good relationship. A lot of relationships between urbans and rurals is a little strained, but it is not the case in our relationship. And, it hasn't been easy to get there, but it's well worth it because we're stronger, because we're working together and doing so many things together. And a lot of what we do together involves the airport.
You have the hotel space to cater to some of the tourism events that you have going on, and it also caters to some of the festivals you have going on. I mean, some of the major festivals like Canada Day.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What are some of the other festivals that you guys have going on throughout the city?
Well, we have Rock the Rails. It's an opportunity for youth to be able to show off their skills in our skateboard park. We also have some community neighborhood events where FCSS comes out and the fire department and just gets to know the neighborhoods a little bit better. We pride ourselves on the different things that we have to allow people to just enjoy the community. We want people to be involved so they can volunteer. If they're businesses, they can contribute towards events. Or thirdly, just come out and enjoy what we have to offer.
Okay, don't leave me hanging on this one, okay? You've been mayor for 13 years.
Yes.
You're a proud member of the community. I mean, because you're a representative of the greater, I call it nation of Leduc, but the population of Leduc. Here's your platform. Like I said, don't leave me hanging. Why do you love this community so much?
I love this community because of the people. Because I can walk anywhere in this community and see smiling faces and people playing in the parks. They're engaged. It's an engaged community. But it's an inclusive community. It's not a community that is for elite or that you have to be fairly rich to live in our community. It's a community for everyone. And I am very proud to be in Leduc. It is my home. I've been here since 1960. Our kids both live in Leduc. Our grandkids are here in Leduc. And I'm just so proud to be part of this community. It's a great community. I would say it is the best community in Northern Alberta.
Well, you should be proud. Thank you very much for joining us, Mayor Krisky. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I've been Doug Roxburgh on another episode of Where You Live, and this is a showcase of where we live in the Capital City region.